My presentation today will be about the impact of social media on acculturation for sojourning students, basically students who study abroad. So today I'll be going over why I chose this topic, and then I'm going to expand upon the challenges, benefits, risks, and other varying factors that form the foundation of the association between social media usage and acculturation. And then finally, I'll give my thoughts and conclusions. So, why did I choose this topic? Well, we learned about acculturation processes in Chapter 7, Module 4. I remember when we were talking in class about it, and it was mentioned that there are two separate acculturation models, the U-curve and the L-curve. The U-curve consists of three phases. First, the honeymoon. Second is culture shock, and then the third is adjustment. The L-curve is almost identical to the U-shaped curve, except that it doesn't have an adjustment period. So, the difference between the U-curve model and the L-curve model got me thinking: what variables or factors can help a specific population of individuals to adjust to their host culture successfully? I chose sojourning students because I relate to that population the most, because I am a student who traveled not really abroad, but traveled from one state to another to attend a higher education. And why social media specifically? So, social media has become very prevalent in our current era, so like the 2000s to 2024 and onward. And it's very possible that social media might have an influence on the acculturation process for students who study abroad. Social media in itself can be used as a resource, and it is so vast and diverse in its content and communities that I was sure that it would have some sort of relationship. I just didn't know exactly what, so that's what I wanted to explore. All right, so let's talk about the challenges of acculturation. So some challenges that make acculturation difficult are cultural differences. For example, moving from an individualistic culture to a collectivist culture would be an example of a cultural difference. Language barriers and acculturative stressors such as discrimination, loneliness, and homesickness. So these challenges make it difficult to adjust because more coping strategies are required from an individual in order to overcome them. These coping strategies can be adaptive or maladaptive. My source defined these two types of strategies as the thoughts and behaviors to help resolve the stressful conditions, which is the adaptive strategies, and the latter, which strives to withdraw oneself from distress, which leads to failure in solving issues, and that's maladaptive strategies. So how does social media use benefit sojourning students in the acculturation process? Well, there are a variety of ways in which social media use can benefit sojourning students. For example, one benefit is that social media can bridge the physical distance between host and heritage cultures. It can also increase coping resources such as social support, both from the host culture and from the heritage culture. Social media can also aid in language acquisition. To give a certain example, students can watch language videos on YouTube in order to better familiarize themselves with the language of their host culture. Social media also allows students to seek out common interest groups and develop new relationships with their peers. So overall, social media provides students with an advantage to transition into their host culture. So while social media is shown to have an overall positive impact on acculturation for sojourning students, there is a potential risk associated with extensive or excessive social media usage. So first and foremost, frequent communication and or viewing of posted content and messages of peers, friends, and family members may make these sojourner students feel more isolated, leading to decreased satisfaction and increased loneliness and homesickness. There are also some small influential factors that can impact the relationship between social media usage and acculturation. These factors are individual social media usage rates, language skills, and personal traits. Basically, people are different in how they react to certain situations and how much social media they actually use on a daily basis. And these factors may account for some of the variability in the rates of success of acculturation with social media usage. So why does this matter? So acculturation may be an easier process for some students and a rather difficult one for others. I think that it's important that these students are made aware of all the resources available to them to make the acculturation process easier. I'm sure that many of my fellow students already use social media in their daily lives, but it's beneficial to make note of and develop strategies that utilize the resources available to you. I think that with the knowledge gained from this topic, students planning to study abroad will feel more confident in their ability to handle acculturative challenges that they may encounter as they pursue their passions and career-related interests. So this is my source that I used. Thank you very much.